Leviticus chapter 21. Sanctity of the priesthood. The Lord said to Moses, Speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and tell them, Not one of them shall make himself unclean for a dead person among his people, except for those relatives nearest to him, that is, for his mother, father, son, daughter, or brother, or for an unmarried sister who is dependent on him because she has no husband. For her he may make himself unclean. He shall not make himself unclean for a sister who is married and so profane himself. They shall not make tonsures on their heads, nor shave off the edges of the beards, nor make lacerations on their bodies. They shall be holy to their God, and not profane the name of their God. For it is they who present offerings by fire, the food of their God, so they shall be holy. They must not marry a woman profaned by prostitution, or a woman divorced by a husband, for the priest is holy to his God. You shall regard the priest as holy, for he offers the food of your God. He shall be holy to you, because I, the Lord, who makes you holy, am holy. If a priest's daughter defiles herself by becoming a prostitute, she profanes her father and shall be burned in the fire. The high priest, the one among his brothers on whose head the anointing oil has been poured, and who has been consecrated to wear the garments, shall not uncover his head or tear his clothes. He shall not go near any dead person or defile himself, even for his father or his mother. He shall not leave the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God, for he has on him the consecration of the anointing oil of his God. I am the Lord. The woman he marries must be a virgin. He shall not take as wife a widow or a divorced woman, or a woman profaned by prostitution, but only a virgin from his own clan, that he may not defile his children among his people. I am the Lord who makes him holy. The Lord said to Moses, Say to Aaron, No man among your descendants in future generation who has a physical defect shall approach to offer the food of his God. No man who has a physical defect may come near. No man who is blind or lame, disfigured or deformed, or who has a broken foot or hand, or is a hunchback or dwarf, or who has an eye defect or skin disease, or sore, or damaged testicles. Any descendant of Aaron the priest who has a defect shall not approach to present the offering by fire to the Lord. He must not approach to offer the food of his God because of the defect he has. He may, however, eat the food of his God, both the most holy and the holy, but he shall not go as far as the veil of advance towards the altar, because he has a defect. He shall not profane my sanctuary, for it is I, the Lord, who makes them holy. Thus spoke Moses to Aaron and to his sons and to all the people of Israel. Leviticus chapter 22, the sacredness of the holy offerings. The Lord spoke to Moses, he said, Tell Aaron and his sons in what ways they must treat with respect the holy offerings of the people of Israel, lest they profane my holy name. I am the Lord. Tell them this. Any one of your descendants in my generation who in a state of uncleanness approaches the holy offerings consecrated to the Lord by the people of Israel shall be outlawed from my presence. I am the Lord. Any one of Aaron's line who is afflicted with leprosy or a discharge must not eat of the holy things until he is clean. Anyone who touches something made unclean by a dead body, or has a seminal discharge, or is made unclean by touching either some creeping thing, or any man who has contaminated him with his own uncleanness, or whatever kind, in any short, anyone who has had any such contact shall be unclean until evening, and must not eat of the holy things until he has taken a bath. At sunset he will be clean, and may then eat of the holy things, for these are his food. He must not eat an animal that has died a natural death or been killed by wild animals. He would become unclean by doing this. I am the Lord. Let them keep this injunction of mine. Thus they will not have to bear the consequences of their sin and die for having defiled this food. I am the Lord who makes them holy. No layperson may eat any of the sacred offerings, neither the guest of a priest nor his hired servant. But if the priest has acquired a slave by purchase, the slave may eat them. Likewise, anyone born in this house may eat a share of his food. If a priest's daughter marries someone who is not a priest, she must not eat of the holy portion set aside. But if she is widowed or divorced and being childless should return to her father's house, she may eat her father's food as when she was young. But no lay person may eat of it. If someone does eat a holy thing unintentionally, he shall restore it to the priest with 1/5 added. They must not profane the holy offerings which the people of Israel have set aside for the Lord. If they ate of them, they would have to bear the guilt by means of a sin offering. I am the Lord who have sanctified these offerings. Unacceptable sacrifices. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, "Tell this to Aaron, to his sons, and to all the people of Israel, and say to them, anyone from the house of Israel or any alien living in Israel who brings anything for a burnt offering, either in fulfillment of a special vow or as a voluntary gift, must, if he is to be acceptable, offer to the Lord a male without defect, be it ox, sheep, or goat. You must not offer anything that has defects, for it would not make you acceptable. If anyone offers to the Lord a covenant sacrifice, either to fulfill a vow or as a voluntary offering from the herd or from the flock, the animal will not be acceptable to the Lord unless it is without any defect or blemish. You must not offer to the Lord an animal that is blind, lame, mutilated, ulcerous, or suffering from any skin disease or a sore. No part of such an animal shall be laid on the altar as an offering by fire for the Lord. As a voluntary offering, you may offer a bull or a lamb that is underdeveloped or deformed, but such will not be accepted in payment of a vow. You shall not offer to the Lord an animal if its testicles have been bruised, crushed, torn, or cut off. This is not permitted in your land, and you are not to accept any such from the hands of an alien to offer as food for your God. Consecrated portions with such defects in them would not make you acceptable. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, "A calf, lamb, or kid shall stay with its mother 7 days after birth. From the 8th day onwards, it will be acceptable as an offering by fire to the Lord. No animal, whether cow or ewe, shall be slaughtered with its young on the same day. If you offer to the Lord a sacrifice of thanksgiving, do it so as to be acceptable to the Lord. You must eat it on the same day, and nothing should be left till the morning. I am the Lord. You must keep my commands and follow them. I am the Lord. You shall not profane my holy name. I must be proclaimed holy among the people of Israel. I am the Lord who makes you holy and who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord." Psalm 50. Serve God with a sincere heart. The God of gods, the Lord is speaking from the rising of the sun to its setting. He summons the earth. God shines forth from Zion, perfect in beauty. God is no longer silent. He comes. Before him is a devouring fire, round about him a raging storm. He calls to the heavens above and to the earth below, that he may judge his people. Gather before me my faithful ones who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. The heavens proclaim his justice, for God himself has come to judge. Hear, O my people, and I will speak. I will testify against you, O Israel. I am God, your God. Not for your sacrifices do I reprove you, for your burnt offerings are ever before me. I need no bull from your stalls, nor he-goat from your pens. For I own all the animals of the forest and animals on 1,000 hills. All the birds of the air I know, and all that moves in the fields are mine. I need not tell you if I were hungry, for mine is the world and all that it contains. Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Offer to him a sacrifice of thanksgiving and fulfill your vows to the Most High. Call on me in time of calamity, I will deliver you and you will glorify me. But to the wicked this is what God says. What right have you to recite my laws or to talk about my covenant? You hate my instruction and throw my words to the winds. You join a thief when you meet one, you keep company with adulterers. You have a mouth for evil and a deceitful tongue. You speak ill of your brother and slander your own mother's son. You have done these things and I was silent. You thought I was just like you. But now I rebuke you and indict you to your face. Give this a thought, you who forget God, lest I tear you to pieces and there will be no one to help you. He who offers sacrifice of thanksgiving honors me. To him who walks in the right path, I will show him the salvation of God. Mark chapter 1, verse 1. Mark chapter 1, verse 1, verse 23 to 45. Now it happened that a man with an evil spirit was in their synagogue, and he shouted, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him and said, "Be silent and come out of this man." The evil spirit made the man shake violently, and after giving a loud shriek came out of him. All the people were astonished, and they wondered, "What is this? With what authority he preaches, he even orders evil spirits, and they obey him." And Jesus' fame spread throughout all the country of Galilee. Jesus' healing ministry. As soon as they left the synagogue, Jesus went to the home of Simon and Andrew with James and John. As Simon's mother-in-law was sick in bed with fever, they immediately told him about her. Jesus went to her and, taking her by the hand, raised her up. The fever left her and she began to wait on them. That evening after sunset, people brought to Jesus all the sick and those who had evil spirits. The whole town was gathered near the door. Jesus healed many who had various diseases and drove out many demons, but he did not let the demons speak, for they knew who he was. Jesus leaves Capernaum. Very early in the morning, before daylight, Jesus got up and went out to a lonely place where he prayed. Simon and the others went out too, searching for him, and when they found him, they said, "Everyone is looking for you." Then Jesus answered, "Let us go to the nearby villages so that I may preach there also, for that is why I came." So Jesus set out for Galilee, where he preached in all the synagogues and cast out demons. Jesus cures a leper. A leper came to Jesus and begged him, "If only you are willing, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, "Yes, be clean." The leprosy left him at once, and he was made clean, and Jesus sent him away. He sternly warned him, saying, "Do not tell anyone about this, but go and show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses ordered. This will serve as evidence for everyone." However, as soon as the man went out, he began spreading the news everywhere, so that Jesus could no longer openly enter any town, But even though he stayed in rural areas, people came to him from everywhere.